Okay. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the market call for today, the 4th of July, 2024. As usual, this market call session is brought to you by our academy, Value Flow Trading, and it is sponsored by Okta. If you can hear me, if you can see me, please let me know in the chat box below. You can leave an emoji or a text, anything at all will do. All right, good morning, Adi, good morning, Copacabana, good morning, Richie. It's so nice to have you all here once again. I'm excited today, very excited. I don't know, I can feel something good happening today. Good morning, big things. Today we'll see big things. Hussein, good morning as well. All right, so my name is Abigail, and I'm going to be analyzing the commodity currency pairs, which include AU, NU, and USD CAD. And today we're going to be using the all-weather strategy to look at the market because I am an all-weather gal. I don't know why I said that, but I predominantly trade using the indicators. So we'll be using that to analyze today. So just follow me, pay attention, and we will get the general idea of what we see the market doing today on these specific pairs. Good morning, Digerati. All right, so AUD/USD 4-hour time frame, what are you doing? I'm looking at my chart right now, and it's clear to see whether you're using price action, you're using whatever it is you're using. It's clear that AUD/USD on the 4-hour time frame is clearly in an uptrend, right? So this guy is buying. On the 1-hour time frame as well, structure is also to the upside. So we've determined our session highs, our session trend, right? What do we now want to do? The next thing we want to do is to mark out specific levels that we're looking at to take opportunities or take trading opportunities. And the first area that I'm going to be looking at if I decide to trade along with the trend, which is what we advise every time, of course, is right here. I'm expecting AUD/USD to reverse back all the way in here. This would now be my first area of interest for me to buy AUD/USD. So from the 4-hour, the 1-hour, the next time frame I'll just go straight to is the 5-minute time frame. And what am I trying to determine here? To basically point out specific levels that I expect price to get to. Basically, my specific point of interest on the 5-minute time frame is what I'm going to be marking out. So for those of us who have seen me use the all-weather a few times, you know that there are 4 basic places that I mark out when I come on the 5-minute time frame. The first one being my yesterday's high, the second one being my yesterday's low, which is right here. The third one will now be my day before yesterday's high, which happens to confluence with that line that we marked on the 1-hour time frame as our POI, point of interest. And then the fourth level that I'm marking out on the 5-minute time frame is now my day before yesterday's low. It's now my day before yesterday's low, right? So now I've marked out these levels. If I were to go back to my desk and just sit and wait, I'll just be looking at the chart right now to see what it does. So waiting for price to either get here. Once it gets here and I see entry patterns formed on the 1-minute time frame precisely, I'm now going to enter a buy of AUD/USD. Now, because I use the all-weather, which by the name already gives it off, I'm able to trade in all-weather conditions, aside from ranging markets, right? And because of that, I'm able to catch reversals as well when using this strategy. So based on what I'm seeing now, and I'm expecting price to sell off into the trend, I could be looking at selling AUD/USD till it gets to this point, and then I buy it back up, right? So I'm going to be looking at 1-minute time frame. It hasn't formed. I just left my desk and I didn't see an entry. So I'll be watching AUD/USD to see specific entry to take back the reversal from where price currently is to where I'm interested in selling into. That's about 30-something pips. If I decide to calculate my SL, my SL is now 20 pips. So that's like 1:1.5. Ideally, we always say that your minimum risk to reward should be at least 1.2, right? 1:2. But this is now giving 1 point, what am I saying? 1:1.5 is what it's giving. So that might now be a reason why I maybe decide to not enter the trade, because the minimum should be 1:2. Regardless, I'm going to keep watching and see if my SL can be fine-tuned to give a tighter SL, and that way it matches up with what I'm targeting, right? So yeah, overall bias on AUD/USD is a buy temporal reversal sells. I'm looking to catch the reversal on AUD USD. Now, I'm sure you've marked out the levels. For those of us who are using price action, you could just come back here. The first number which you wrote down here is 0.66687. So please write that down on your list as well, on your book, wherever material you're using, write it down. And then when price gets to that level, look for your own type of entry pattern. Specifically, you see it to take advantage of it. And if you're somebody who is totally new to trading and you have no idea what to do from here or with this information, you can do two things, right? The first thing you can do is to take a training to see how we analyze. We teach you, you'll be learning how we use the indicators. We teach you price action, institutional order flow. We have about 3 different curriculums in our Forex course. So you could send a DM to us right now and we'll sign you up, teach you how we trade Forex as a trading academy, right? And the other option is you could easily just fund your account. A link will be sent in the chat box any moment from now. Just fund your account there using the link that will be dropped. Send us proof and we could add you up to the trade call group. And whenever we see very certain signals, we drop them there and you can also take advantage of them. Okay, with that being said, I'd like to say that, or I'd like to implore us that we should please try to always share this link to as many people as possible so more people get to take advantage of what we do here. This is something we do morning and afternoon at no cost to you. So the least you can do is to let more people know. That's one. And the second thing is to open an account with Okta because they are one of the sponsors of what we do right now. So open an account with Okta rather, fund your account and tell more people about it. Tell more people about it, please. All right, moving on. The next pair we're looking at is the NZUSD. NZUSD, starting off from the 4-hour time frame. Now, ideally, you'd always see NU and AU moving in very similar directions, but following the all-weather strategy on the 4-hour time frame now, it looks like prices in a range but to the downside. So you see it's stuck in between all of these indicators, giving us that idea that it's caught in a range. So what we're going to be doing now is to go to the 1-hour time frame to see a clearer picture of what NZUSD is doing. Now, you see the price broke below all of the indicators, telling us that NU is to the downside, and then retraced back into the trend. So what I think NZUSD is going to do now is it is going to sell off into our momentum. So it's going to sell off into this momentum here, and then most likely do this, right? You can already see our momentum is to the upside. Indicators are gradually pointing to the upside. So NZUSD most likely is going to sell in here and go up, but if it doesn't, it's going to break below, retrace or retest, and then continue selling. And then continue selling. So this is what I'm seeing on NZUSD, and very similar to what we did on AU. Remember, Forex is very repetitive. We're basically doing the same thing on different pairs. I'm going to be repeating that right here on the 5-minute time frame. The lines you see on your screen are basically the period separators telling us the different days of the week, right? So this way I'm able to easily mark out my yesterday's low, then mark out my yesterday's high. The next level that I'm marking out is the day before yesterday's high, which happens to be in confluence with the trend, which is what you see here. And then mark out day before yesterday's low. So at this point, either going to wait for NU to retrace back in here, come back into the trend. If I'm going to be taking a reversal trade, I won't be taking all of them at the same time. So the one that I'm going to be taking is AU. So for NZUSD, I'll just wait for price to get here, right, into the trend. And then if I see entry patterns for the buy to resume, I'm going to enter. If price gets here and it doesn't hold, the next level we're looking at is right here. If price breaks below this, the next support level we're looking at is now all the way down here, right? So when price gets to these levels and we see entries formed, what do? We take advantage of what the market is giving to us. The one thing we just don't want to do at any point in time is to force ourselves into the market. As my colleagues would say, if it is not obvious, it is dubious. We want the trade to come to us, right? You want your trade to always come to you. You're not forcing yourself on the trade because trade might force you out of the market. All right, so final pair we're going to be looking at is the USD card. And of course, starting off from the 4-hour time frame as usual. Sorry about that. On the 4-hour time frame, what do we see? Price is currently to the downside, has broken below, gone back to retrace. It's coming down here. So USD card, there's a support level waiting for it right here. So I'm saying USD card trading below, taking out all of the liquidities that are ranging around this level, and then maybe continuing to buy. Let's see what happens when it gets there. But what do we see right now? What do we see right now? On the 1-hour time frame, a clear BOS to downside. USD card is currently selling, right? So temporarily, what do we want to see? Or what do we expect USD card to do? I'm seeing USD card doing this. Go back in here because of course the market will not just keep giving straight lines. It will rest at some point. So USD card is going to retrace back in here before it drops. In the 5-minute time frame, let's point out very specific entries. So what are we marking out here now? Over time, you're going to get very familiar with the levels that I mark out. I'm sure before I even say them, I'll just see people typing them in the chat box because it now becomes like something we do every time. So you're seeing my chart. I've marked out yesterday's low. I'm marking out yesterday's high. It's currently in confluence with the trend. And mark out it before yesterday's high too. And then the final level we're now marking out is it before yesterday's low. So I'm looking at USD card retrace. Oh, my line not line up. Okay, so I'm looking at USD card retracing back into these levels. Remember, if it doesn't stop here, it's going to get here. It doesn't stop here, it's going to get all the way here. But before we enter, we must see our specific entries on the 1-minute time frame. For our FS Bootcamp students who are currently online, do you know what those entries are? For those of us who are not familiar with them, I implore you, I indulge you to take up a course so you have proper mentorship and figure this forex thing out as fast as possible. So this is what price is currently doing. I'm expecting price to get here. So we've pretty much marked out all the levels we're looking out for on AU, NU, and USD cards. I hope we all took note of those levels that we marked out. For those of us who are using price action and don't have access to these indicators, the chart is right here. You can just mark out those levels. The retracement level we're looking at on NU is around here. Bring out this here. What's this new one called? It crosshair. So we're looking at price getting around 0.60813. You can write that down. When price gets to that level, check your chart and then look for specific entries as well. Same thing on USD cards, the same thing on AUD/USD. And with that, we've pretty much rounded up what we're looking out for on the commodity currency pairs. This will not be the time to ask questions if you have any. And if there are none, you could just leave emojis for me to know that we flow together and you understood what we just did. When my colleague comes on board to take us through the next pairs we'll be looking at. Thank you. I see the emojis. Thank you. So this was clear then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honestly, I don't know about the other facilitators, but it always feels good when I analyze the market with students and I get feedback that is well understood. That's why we're here. We're not just here to talk and talk, but here to ensure that we're all moving together. And if you're totally new, of course, you could be confused at the early stages. It makes sense. For those of us who are following, it's great to see that. Mr. Joseph, are you just joining us, sir? Thank you, Amos. Thank you, Idimaki. Are you just joining us, Mr. Joseph? I'm going to open it up for you now. Are you trying to mark out the levels we're looking at? All right, so this is it, sir. On the 1-hour time frame, 0.6 is it's 666. So it's 3666. That 666 sounds very scary. I don't want to call it that way. But that's the level we're looking at, sir. So you can write that down. You're welcome. I could also go to the 5 minute time frame. So you write out the other levels as well. Because if one price does not hold, the next level will. So I'll put down this trend line so you can see the figure specifically on AU. Does this strategy work on synthetic? So this is mostly for currency pairs, but we have our indicators that are designed for synthetic indices, and that's what we teach during the ATM cash flow training. So during that training, we covered not just price action, we teach you price action, market structure, and then we also give you the indicator that we've curated for that specific purpose. I like these views on the chat. How can I get one? Mr. Wisdom, you can just send us a DM to take up the training where we give our students all of these indicators. Just send a DM on Telegram, on WhatsApp. The number will be dropped soon. And then we're going to have a discussion and you get access to these indicators as well. All right, so I don't take too much time from my colleagues' time. I think I've already exhausted mine. We're going to be calling it a break here. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for leaving the emojis to see that we're together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to be going on a very short break now. Please don't go anywhere. In the meantime, share the links with as many people as possible so they join the second half of this session. All right, thank you, Mr. Idimaki. Is it Idimachi? Sorry, Idimachi. I don't know what I'm saying. Idimachi, yeah. Forgive me if I said that wrong. Okay, thank you once more. And as my boss would always say, cheers and God bless.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second part of this London session, Market Color. And like we said earlier, this Market Color is brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team, as well Octa, commonly known as Octa FX. So this morning we'll be looking at the indices, and by indices I mean US 30, NAS 100, and S&P 500. We'll be looking at how they are doing this morning. We had some markups that we had drawn out. That's on Tuesday, right, from the chart. And then we'll be looking at how they've been doing so far, any opportunity in the market, and also potential trades we might want to take from this market. I'm seeing a comment. Wisdom is saying, I thought it's crashed. Probably you want to rephrase that question. I didn't understand what you're trying to say. So welcome back, everybody. Let's go straight into the chat. Interesting. A sec, please. Let me adjust some of these indicators. Okay. All right. So on US 30 this morning, it's quite interesting. Daily time frame. Just right. Let me clear all of this markup. I don't know which all of them. Okay. So we had something on US 30 for quite some time now. A sec, guys. I'm trying to adjust the chart. Yeah. Okay, we're back. So last week or at the beginning of this week, we had this level marked out because we know the price has been testing this level, this fair value gap, and like I mentioned, order block. In fact, indices in general, technically speaking, or technical analysis, they respect a lot of order block. That's order block and fair value gap, FVGs, imbalance, inefficiency in price, anyone you call it, right? They respect it so well, and especially on higher time frame, they are most likely going to hold whenever you see them, right? So that is what we marked out last week, and also marked out two levels, right? We marked out this other level that we said if for any reason this one fails, then we are going to this, and then we continue our movement in price. I believe we said this extensively on the New York session market color on Tuesday. We had all of this level marked out, and then we saw that we've seen multiple rejection. I mean, from day one, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, strong rejection, Tuesday, right? And then boom, we are still inside a range. We are still inside all of this range. By the time we check H4, right? We are still inside a range. However, like I mentioned, that technically speaking, we are still bullish. Fundamental and sentiment, we are overall bullish, right? We are overall bullish. And I continue to say election cycle here. We expect all indices to rally. I mean to say, we expect them to rally, S&P rally, Nasdaq rallying, US 30, Dow Jones. They are going to rally fundamental. So all you have to do when it comes to technical is to wait for it to align, right? Price can choose to rally fundamentally speaking, and then technical is not aligning. Technical is probably bearish. All you have to do is wait, allow it structure to align, and then you begin to fire on the direction of this market. And yesterday, another good opportunity came on. Okay, trying to see something. All right. Permit me, probably in the New York session, we're going to check the chart properly. This markup is kind of different. We're using a different PC today. So there was I think a fair value gap around here on my own charts, my personal charts there that I marked out, and then price tapped into that level. Okay, I can see it now. Okay, that was yesterday, right? On not yesterday, on Tuesday. You saw that happen. After we saw this sharp move to the upside. And like I mentioned on Tuesday, that we are overall bullish, right? I believe people that were available can confirm that we're overall bullish. What happened? Price rejected this place for I think for the fourth time, and then we saw this rally to the upside, gave this imbalance that came, retested it, and then what happened after then? So the continuous rally to the upside. We saw this price action. Price continued to give us a bullish momentum, which was quite strong. And then it's something we are also anticipating because fundamentally we are bullish. So what am I looking for this morning, or where am I buying to? Any bullish run that we are seeing this morning, like I mentioned over and over again, we are going to 0.0% fib level until we get there. There's no point changing any bias. We are going to 0.0% fib level, right? And price has been struggling to break above this 23.60 region. So we want to see that break. Once we see that push the upside, then we'll now continue to move. Now, I have a minor concern because NFP is by Friday, which is going to affect this in a way, right? And since price has been stalling in a bit, don't know what NFP might look like. That's going to just slam it down a little bit, tap into this level, and then continue the up direction. Or we were just going to see that bullish run to the upside entirely. So I'm truly anticipating what NFP will give us in terms of momentum to push the market out of this range, because the market has been in a range so far, has been in a range. That'll be on US30. What am I looking at for this morning? Any buy opportunity to buy to 0.0 fib level, or at least to take profits to clear all of this high, to clear all of this high we had before. So if I should see any buy opportunity this morning on 1 hour, then there's nothing clear for now. Yeah, it's nothing clear for now. Yeah, on 1 hour, I'm going to use it and then ride it to the 0.0 fib level, or first take profit will be 8.6 fib level, 23.6 fib level, sorry. So that'll be on US30. For NAS 100, NAS has been in a very funny place for quite some time now, right? We have the price discovery level around here was the first time we saw price around there. That was on Thursday, June 20th of June, and then we saw a dip somehow, tapped into this fair value gap, but it wasn't that strong. I wasn't anticipating. In fact, what I was anticipating for NAS was for us to see a retracement, say 50% fib retracement from this former place, which it did not do, right? We didn't see that happen. I was waiting for 50% fib retracement somewhere around there, and then we continue the buy to the upside. But then the price action was not giving us that. So I had to just stay out of this market. I had to just stay out of this market. What I'm expecting in terms of correlation is that US30 also aligns properly, such that we begin to see it pushing to the upside like NAS also. Because once that happens, all of them are in alignment, right? All of them will be in alignment. Look at S&P 500. It's also doing the same thing, almost like the same price action with NAS 100. The only guy lagging behind now is US30, which I believe it is also going to align very soon, right? So any opportunity you see for, except we see a proper change of structure on say daily time frame or H4 hour time frame, that is when we begin to pause on our buy bias and then begin to scout out for other temporary sell opportunity. If nothing changes that, please, any opportunity you see to buy in this market, pull the trigger and buy. Fundamentally, we are bullish, right? Sentiment wise, we are bullish. The only thing stopping now is technicals. Ensure your technical aligns well. If not, it's still going to be SL, right? So that'll be all for US30, NAS, and S&P 500 this morning. Please, if you have your question, you can begin to ask in the chat box. If you have any question, please, you can ask now. It's a good place to ask your question. Any gray area, any contribution, any contrary opinion, of course, you're welcome. So we're just going to look into it together. About 29 on this Zoom call. If you have any question, please let me know. If you have any question, please let me know. And if this session was helpful, of course, you can let us know in the chat box. If this session was helpful, let us know in the chat box. Any question whatsoever. So while we're doing that, like my colleagues had mentioned, for the training this month of July, we'll be having our ATM cash flow training live in Abuja. That will be our first physical training in the city of Abuja. If you're there and its environment, you might want to sign up for that training. If you are there, you're in Abuja, or you can find your way to Abuja, ensure you sign up for that class. And as you know, our boss, Ejimi Olufukeji himself, will be available, right? Will be available for that training. Will be available for that training. So if you know somebody that wants to, kickstart their trading journey, ensure you counsel them into taking this course, right? Taking the training to be live in the city of Abuja from the 24th to 26th of July. So it's quite like 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. So you can do well to plan your schedule. 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, do well to plan your schedule and then attend the training. So I see the emojis. Thank you so much. That'll be the end of today's session. We'll meet again by 3 o'clock New York Market Color session today. Ensure you're there. Don't miss it. Okay, Idimachi, sorry if I didn't pronounce that well. Idimachi is saying, I have the same bias for US 30 and S&P 500. As you well said, I'll just be looking for opportunity to long. Thank you for the session. You're welcome. You're most welcome. Most welcome. We'll see you again by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Cheers and God bless.